P34 is a point, say somewhere over here, right? And and if you reflect it in the x-axis, this you'll get a point, say somewhere over here, point P dashed, right? Its coordinates will be 3 minus 4, right? Now, if we join these two to get the line PP dashed, this is I'm doing in rough just to get the idea of scale, what scale to use. Okay, suppose this is the kind of line that I'm getting, say a straight line like this. It will be a straight line definitely. This is your say P dashed, the image of P, 3 minus 4. Okay, and O dashed is the image of O. This is the origin. Okay, now you are reflecting the origin in this line, PP dashed. So what should be the coordinates of the image of O on this line? See, there's no standard formula for this. Okay, so what you do here is you have this x-axis. Okay, what is this distance? How much is this distance? This distance is 3 units, right? In order to find out the image of O, you take 3 units from here. So 3 units you have taken here, and this is the coordinate of the image of O that you are going to get. Okay, and what should be the, this is also 3 units. And what should be the coordinate of O dashed? You see that the coordinate of O dash will be 3 plus 3, 6 comma 0. This should be the coordinates of O dashed. So now once you see that you are moving till 6, from 0 to 6, you are moving in the x-axis, right? So that means which scale should you use? Should you use this graph? You have only till 4 here, right? In the x-axis, or should you use this graph? Because you have till 9 here. So obviously we are going to use this graph paper, this scale we are going to use. Okay, so you draw the scale accordingly. Okay, and let's now start with the problem. Okay, so once we have drawn the scale in the graph, you write the scale here. Is equal to 5 divisions is equal to 1 unit, that means 0.2 unit. Okay, now the point P is 3, 4. So now you plot your point 3, 4. This is your point P 3, 4. This point is reflected to P dash in the x-axis. So you reflect this point in the x-axis. How do you reflect this? From P, drop a perpendicular, a dotted line preferably. How many units do you see here? There are 4 units here, right? You take 4 units here also. This is 4 units. Okay, and this will be your P dashed. 3 minus. Okay, so the point P is reflected to P dash in the x-axis, and O dash is the image of O in the, when reflected in the line PP dash. So now what you do is you join these 2 points to get the line PP dashed. Okay, you join this to get the line PP dashed. Now you see the questions are there. Using graph paper, give the coordinates of P dash and O dash. Okay, the first question. P 3, 4 is being reflected in the x-axis you're getting the coordinate p dashed 3, and only the y coordinate changes 3 minus 4 you're getting, right? Which we already plotted. And you also need to write down the coordinate of o dashed. What is o dashed? O dash is the reflection of the origin in the x-axis. So this is the point O. As I did in the rough, if you see, this distance is 3 units. So from here, you take 3 units. So this is the image of O when reflected in the line PP dash. This is O dash. The coordinate is 6, 0. So now you'll write here O 0, 0 when reflected in the line PP dashed becomes O dashed 6, 0. So you have written the coordinates, you have plotted also. That answers the first question. Next question, length of the segments PP dashed and OO dashed. What is the length of PP dashed? Out here you have 4 units, and out here also you have 4 units. So what is the length? 8 units. So second question, PP dashed is equal to 4 plus 4 is equal to 8 units. And next they are also asking you OO dashed. This length here is 3 units, and this length here is also 3 units. So O dash, what is the length? 3 plus 3. 6 units. Okay. So that answers the second question also. I move to the third question. The perimeter of the quadrilateral POP dashed O dashed. So if you want to find out the perimeter, let us first form the quadrilateral by joining all the points. P, you join with O. Okay. You join with P dashed. And you join with O dashed. This is a quadrilateral that you are getting. Now see, what kind of a quadrilateral is this? Can you tell me what kind of a quadrilateral this is? Anyone? This is a rhombus. You see that the diagonals are intersecting at right angle. This is 90 degree, right? So this is a rhombus. That means all the sides are equal, right? Why? Diagonals also bisect each other, and diagonals are at right angles, right? So that means this must be a rhombus. And the diagonals are unequal also, right? PP dash length is 8 units, and O dash length is, the length of the other diagonal is 6 units. Diagonals unequal, diagonals perpendicular to each other, and diagonals bisect each other. That means obviously it is a rhombus. So we'll first write that the quadrilateral POP dash O dash is a rhombus. They have not asked, but still we'll write the quadrilateral POP dash O dash is a rhombus. We need to find the perimeter of this rhombus. That means any one side, if I can find and multiply it by 4, because all the sides of a rhombus are equal, we'll get the perimeter. So let's just find out the length of this side. Now you see here, if I call this point say M, okay, then this is a right angle triangle in which how much is this length? 4 units. This length is 3 units. So you can find out the hypotenuse by Pythagoras theorem. Let's proceed to find out. So in triangle PMO dashed, you have PO dashed, which is the hypotenuse, square is equal to PM square plus MO dash square. Right? PM is 4 units, MO dash is 3 units, which is equal to 25. So therefore PO dashed is square root of 25, which is equal to 5 units. So we have found one side of the rhombus. This side is 5 units. So what should be the perimeter? 5 into 4 is equal to 20. Hence perimeter of the rhombus PO P dashed O dashed is equal to 4 into 5, which is equal to 20 units. Okay, that finishes the third question. Fourth question, geometrical name of the figure. We have already given a geometrical name. It is a rhombus. Is a rhombus. That's it. Okay, any question?
No, sir. No question.
We'll move on to the next question then. After reading the question, we need to first decide on the scale. Okay, and then we'll attempt the question. This question. Number 4. Use graph paper for this question. Okay, we don't need to decide. They have already given you the scale. That's all the more better. Take 2 centimeter is equal to 1 unit along both x and y axis. Plot the points O, A, B, C. The 4 points are given. Now, if you see all the x coordinates of the points, they are between 4 and the highest x coordinate is 4. And the highest y coordinate here is clearly 4. That means we can use the scale. We can use a bigger scale. We can use a wider scale. We can use this graphic. Okay. So we draw the scale on this graph. So we draw the scale on this graph. We write the scale first. One smallest division is equal to 0.1 unit. Okay. Okay. Once we have written the scale, now we proceed with the problem here. Plot the points O. So first point is the origin. We'll write here O 0 0. A minus 4 4. Minus 4 and plus 4. This is your point A. B is minus 3 0. So B is this point. Okay. And C is 0 minus 3. 0 minus 3 is this point. Right? We have plotted the points. Next, the question follows. Reflect the points A and B in the y-axis and name them A dash and B dash respectively. Write down their coordinates. Okay, so A and B you need to reflect in the y coordinate. A, when reflected in the y-axis, gives you, what are the coordinates of A? Let's write down. Coordinates of A here is minus 4 4. When reflected in the y-axis, this transforms to, you see that when we are reflecting the y-axis, y coordinate remains the same. We only change the sign of the x coordinate. It becomes A dash 4 4. And B is the point minus 3 0. Reflected in the y-axis becomes the point B dashed. And again, we change the sign of only the x coordinate 3 0. Okay. So now we plot these points also. A dashed is 4 4. 4 4 is will be here. A dashed 4 4. And B dashed is 3 0. B dash will be here, this point. 3, 0. Okay, fine. So once we have plotted the points and written the coordinates, we move to question number 2. Name the figure OABCB dash A dash and find its area. OABCB dash A dash. We need to join all these. Okay, let's join. First OAB we join. O A. Then A to B. Okay, and then B to C. Fine, and then C to B dashed. Then B dash to A dashed. And then finally you join A dash to O. This is the kind of figure that you are getting. Okay, and once we have formed this figure, they are asking you to find out this figure. Okay, name the figure and find its area. Okay, can anyone tell me what is the name of this figure? This is my question to you. I just want to know. Anyone? Sonam, Abhishek, anyone who knows the name of the figure? Don't know? Count the number of sides. Yes, tell me. Anyone wanting to try?
So hexagon.
Hexagon. But what kind of hexagon? What kind of hexagon? I've written there concave hexagon, right? If you read there, I have written here concave hexagon. What do you mean by concave? If you remember your class 8 knowledge of polygons, what do you mean by concave? Anyone? Concave hexagon? If you remember in class 8, I told you.
At the ends.
Yes, tell me, tell me.
So thinner at the ends and thicker in the middle.
Thinner are the?
Ends.
No, what is the definition of
Thinner at the
concave?
ends.
No, I don't think I mentioned this. Concave hexagon means when in an hexagon, if any one of the interior angle, if at least one of the interior angle is greater than 180 degree, then it is called a concave hexagon. So if you see one angle here, this angle you see here, this angle, this interior angle is greater than 180 degree, right? So therefore, this we call a concave hexagon. Okay. So we write here the name. The figure OABC B dashed A dashed is a concave hexagon. Okay, concave hexagon. Fine. Now we are required to find out the area of this. How do I find out the area of this? If you see, area of this consists of 3 triangles. This triangle here, this triangle here, and this triangle here, which is BCB dashed, this triangle. Right? Fine. Now, these 2 triangles here, they will have equal area. If I find out one area and multiply it by 2, I'll get the area of both the triangles, right? So, but the question is how to find out the area of one triangle. So what you do here is, from here, if you drop a perpendicular to the base of the triangle, to the extended base, in fact, this will become your height, right? And which one will be your base? This one will be your base, right? So height here is how much? If you count, height here is 4 units, right? And how much is the base? Base here is 3 units, right? So now we can find out the area. area ABO, area of triangle ABO is equal to half into base 3 units, height 4 units, which is equal to 6 square units. Right? Now we've come to the area of the triangle at below, right? Which is BCB dashed. Area, how much should be the area of this triangle? Which one is the base here? Let me see this figure. From here I'll explain this figure. What is the base here? How much? This length is 3 units. This length is 3 units. So base here is of this triangle is 6 units. And what is the height here? 2 units. So what should be the area here? Half into 3 plus 3, which is 6, base into height. Half into 6 into 2, which is equal to 6 square units. So we have found out the area of this triangle to be 6 square units. Yes, and the area of this triangle similarly will also be 6 square units. And the area of this triangle is also 6 square units. Right? So therefore, what should be the total area? Area of the quadrilateral. And what is the quadrilateral? OABC B dash A dash. Is equal to 6 square units plus 6 square units plus 6 square units, which is equal to 18 square units. Fine. Any question here? No question? Okay. We will now proceed to answer the third question. The third question is, state the line of symmetry of the figure. Okay. What do you mean by line of symmetry? Line of symmetry is that straight line which divides the figure into two parts such that one part is the mirror image of the other, right? So if you see here, this line here divides the figure into two symmetric parts such that one is the mirror image of the other, right? So therefore, what is the line of symmetry? The y-axis is the line of symmetry. The y-axis, that is the line x is equal to 0, is the line of symmetry. Of the figure. Okay, that was the question. Yes, that's what. So even if you write simply y-axis, it is okay. I have mentioned the equation also because the equation of y-axis is x is equal to 0. Okay now? No question here?
No, sir. No, sir.
Fine. I'll stop here then.